Now on CoastTV News.
Helping kids with special needs, the effort being made by Milford School District to help families.
Frustrations flood Dewey Beach every time it rains. The latest projects in the works.
No charges for President Biden, but questions linger after a special counsel report on classified documents.
Another slow zone for Ocean City boaters. How low that throttle has to go and for how long you've got to keep it down.
And there's going to be a sprinkle or two on Saturday before the real rain shows up next week. More on that coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Cleared and moving forward, the president gets past a legal hurdle but takes a hit on an existing perception problem. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with exoneration and revelation. Special counsel Robert Hur released a searing report today about President Joe Biden's mishandling of classified documents following his time as vice president, but no charges.
Perhaps the most damaging part of the report, though, was the focus on the president's memory. Jen Sullivan has details and reaction.
A special counsel releasing a scathing report Thursday that found President Joe Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified military and national security information, but said charges would not be filed, saying they were unwarranted even if Justice Department policy didn't preclude charges against a sitting president. President Biden holding a last-minute primetime address Thursday night to discuss the report.
The special counsel acknowledged I cooperated completely. I did not throw up any roadblocks.
The 345-page report comes after a 15-month-long investigation into his mishandling of classified documents following his time as vice president under President Barack Obama. Photos released by the Department of Justice show classified documents stashed under printers in an office in his Delaware home, others in boxes in a garage. The pictures of these documents taken between December of 2022 and January of 2023 before being seized by the DOJ. The White House pushing back on what it called inaccurate and inappropriate comments in the report, including a reference that Biden would likely present himself to a jury as, quote, sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. Special counsel Robert Hur writing Biden, quote, did not remember when he was vice president or when his son Beau died.
These assertions are not only misleading, they're just plain wrong.
When asked about his memory, he fired back at reporters.
My memory is fine.
He focused on the fact that charges weren't filed against him, unlike former President Donald Trump, who is facing multiple criminal charges related to his handling of classified documents. Republicans quick to react.
The special counsel's observation was pretty stunning. It's unnerving that the world can see this.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
The special prosecutor did draw a firm distinction between the Biden case and the case currently facing former President Donald Trump, saying about Mr. Trump, quote, according to the indictment, he not only refused to return the documents for many months, but he also obstructed justice by enlisting others to destroy evidence and then to lie about it.
Speaking of former President Trump, the Supreme Court is weighing whether or not Colorado can bar him from appearing on their ballot for president. The court heard arguments in Trump v. Anderson this morning. The case is an appeal of Colorado's Supreme Court ruling to disqualify Trump on 14th Amendment grounds and for his role in the events of January 6, 2021. The Supreme Court is hearing the Colorado case on what is called an expedited schedule, with a ruling expected within weeks. A meeting tonight hosted by the Milford School District aimed to give advice for kids with special needs.
Coast TV's Charles Reinert shows us why the district say this effort is so important for families across the area.
Milford School District hosted a meeting tonight to give advice to parents that have kids with special needs. The meeting tonight focused mostly on dealing with dinner time and how to get kids with special needs to behave at the dinner table. Now, the school district has been hosting meetings like these for the past 4 years, and the district says getting kids the help they need is massive for their development.
I've been a special educator and a special education director for 30 years in the state of Delaware. When I arrived here, we just didn't have all the services in place that were sufficient to meet the needs of all our kids. Oftentimes we'd have to displace them from their home district so that they could get the services they need.
It is important to note that no parents actually showed up to this meeting tonight. The district has been trying for a long time to get the word out on these meetings, to get more parents to come out and give their input. There are more meetings being held in March and in April, so there are more opportunities in the future. I'm Charles Reiner, CoastTV News.
Now let's take a live look outside into Ocean City to check on the weather. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at the forecast tonight, and it felt like spring today, so I'm hoping for that again tomorrow, Paul.
Well, then I shall not dash your hopes, my dear friend. In fact, it's going to feel every bit of spring. Well, in fact, the reason why it's felt like spring, take a look at these temperatures. We warmed to 54 for the high in Georgetown, 55 Salisbury, 49 in Ocean City, and 50 in Wallops Island. But one of the other reasons why it felt like spring is because the winds are coming out of the southwest. So that's a nice, comfy, warm breeze. That's when I say that phrase, I say fuzzy feeling outside, because of more moisture content in the atmosphere, and it feels a lot warmer on your skin. Hence, springtime. All right, we're at 38 degrees in Milton, 37 in Ocean Pines, 42 Bethany Beach, and 41 right now in Rehoboth Beach, but we still have the coastal flood advisory in effect for all of Sussex and also going into Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico. This means that when we have high tide near the Bay areas and along the coast, it's going to cause possibly some flooding in the most low-lying, typically proning areas. We have a flow that's coming out of the south, and that's going to set the stage for some interesting situations for rain down the road. We'll talk about that in your full forecast. Till then, back to you, Mallory.
Thank you, Paul. And for more weather updates, make sure to pull out your phones and scan the QR code for our First Alert weather app. You can download the app for free to get all the weather updates you need. In Dewey Beach, the Infrastructure Committee talked about flooding fixes for multiple streets today. This map is focused on Jersey Street, where there's lots of low-lying areas that frequently flood. Now take a look at your screen. Reed Avenue often looks like it's sitting under a body of water. The town has a project planned there and is looking into ways to mitigate those fickle floodwaters that fill up Chesapeake, Jersey, and Caroline streets. The water just has nowhere to go. So an engineering company says possibilities include adding a storm drain on Jersey Street where there isn't one right now. Catch basins and drainage ditches will also be explored. An extreme option would be regrading or leveling out the land in that area. A $52,000 project is set to begin and be completed by mid-March to fix flooding on Reed Avenue by replacing the flap valves at the Bayside outfall.
Barring any contingent on any accessibility issues, weather, of course, and tides, working with all of those conditions. We anticipate, end-to-end a 1 week installation.
People who live on Jersey Street say the flooding has been getting worse for the last several years despite drainage solutions, so they've tried their own solutions on their property.
We've done a lot at our own expense, but it's kind of an uphill battle to deal with what the neighbors have done. And then, of course, as the town manager mentioned a while ago, if you pave the street, then you're raising the height even more, which puts more backwash into the yards.
The town manager says he and engineers will be looking at the flooding issues on Jersey Street on Tuesday after rain is expected, but the committee mentioned that a project likely won't come to fruition until the fall, if one is approved.
Staying in Dewey Beach, where people like you, like me, come for the beach scenery. Back in September 2020, 5G poles were installed on dunes throughout Dewey Beach, really getting in the way of some people's views. 3 poles have now been moved, but the 2 that are still standing on Collins Avenue and St. Louis Street, well, the town says in addition to obstructing people's view, the poles are sitting on the dunes, which is its own issue. One person who lives on Collins Ave is tired of seeing that pole at the end of her street.
I think it's a good idea that they move it. It's an unsightly eyesore. I don't really understand why they just put it there in the first place without much permission from the town. I don't know how I guess Verizon could do that.
Since 3 poles were already moved, the town says it's looking to relocate those last 2 quickly and finally end this battle.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's just a few things that are happening across Delmarva. If you are a boater in Ocean City, the voluntary slow zone that has been extended. That is due to a buoy redetecting the presence of right whales. It's in effect through February 21st. The city of Cambridge is setting goals. Town Council set 5 goals, including improving organization, beautifying the city, and developing infrastructure. The city says goal setting is the first part of the council's annual budget setting process to make sure those two things are aligned. And here's some great news. 2 Chincoteague buyback ponies who had swamp cancer, they are okay. The fire company shared this video alongside the news that all 4 ponies who contracted that deadly disease, they are doing great and are expected to make a full recovery. That's a look at just a few things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
Cars speed down Route 1 near Bethany Beach, but there are some changes lighting up the highway. And soon, people near Ashwood Street can expect these signs to have a big upgrade. The biggest change being a button you can press that will shine bright lights for drivers to know you're crossing. Eugene Muskus has lived off Route 1 for 27 years, and he's seen firsthand how dangerous it can be for cyclists and pedestrians.
A lot of times people just don't slow down when it's dark and looking for tail lights or whatever, but the bright light would shine any obstruction there.
DelDOT assured the Bethany Beach Council that the flashing beacons near Ashwood Street will be complete this spring.
This brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your top concern about Route 1 pedestrian safety? Let's take a look at those results.
Look at your screen here. These are updated from earlier this evening. It looks like 48% say traffic speed, 44% say more crosswalks. Not a lot of votes for better lighting or beacon placement, just at 5% and 3% there.
And I can tell you right now that the crosswalks and the traffic speed, those have been going back and forth all night. If you haven't voted yet, you can still get involved. Go to CoastTV.com or use our mobile app.
We are thrilled to announce that Coast TV has a brand new Facebook page for the latest in news, exclusive content, and interactive discussions. Be sure to visit and follow our new page. Just head over to facebook.com/CoastTVNBC or scan the QR code on your screen. Stay connected with us.
We've got more stories lined up to keep you captivated and informed.
Still to come, buses, trains, and transportation. Maryland's new Office for Transit wants to make it easier to get around.
And we're not concerned about flooding for everyone, but Bay communities, thanks to what's happening with this trough and this jet stream, are going to change things around for us by next week.
And next, planning for Maryland's future, Governor Wes Moore laying the roadmap for his state. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Toyota is the official automotive partner of the NFL with a lineup that can't be beat. And with plenty of vehicles in stock, there's less waiting and more saving. So head into your Toyota dealer. We'll make a game plan just for you. Buy a Tundra now with 4.99% APR, or go with a Tacoma and get 3.99% APR. It's game on at Toyota, official partner of the NFL. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm Nathan Hudson from Laurel, and I utilize the USDA's Wetland Reserve Easement Program to improve water quality and wildlife habitat on my farm. Wetlands improve water quality by filtering sediments and chemicals while providing food and shelter for wildlife. If you have at least 10 acres, you may be eligible for 75% or more of the fair market value and restoration costs for placing an easement on your wooded or ag lands. To learn more about this program, stop by your local USDA Service Center.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
At Wednesday's State of the State address, Governor Wes Moore said this will be Maryland's decade. New tonight, he released Maryland's first state plan in almost 10 years. That plan focusing on 10 key priorities. We've got the full list online, but here are a few that stood out. And ending child poverty, that's high on his list, creating an equitable, robust, and competitive economy, making Maryland desirable and affordable for all residents, and ensuring a world-class health system. According to the governor's office, the state is going to be collecting data throughout the year and reporting on the progress of this plan That'll happen early in 2025.
Here's news for Maryland's bus and train riders. The Maryland Transit team has just started a new department called the Office of Customer Experience. The department's goal is to make your trips better and easier. They will use your feedback to make these changes. And there's a new online dashboard where you can see how well services are doing.
Take a look at our current conditions outside. And we're looking pretty clear at this present time, courtesy of our Spicer brothers, Cameron Salisbury. Winds are coming out of the north, but staying relatively calm. 38 degrees for right now, but we're going to drop by a couple of degrees, actually, as we go into the rest of the late night hours and early morning hours. Into the upper 30s is where we go, with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Our Orsted camera actually showing that we're at 42 degrees. The wind's out of the southwest at 6 miles per hour. And we're going to go from 42 up to 43, then back down to 41, partly to mostly cloudy skies again. And we're going to stay quiet. We have coastal flood advisories still active for us throughout all of Sussex County. Now, this is for the low-lying areas, the bay, the cities that are next to the bay, or the bayside communities, pardon me, and those who are right along the coast because of the tide coming in. So this should possibly run its course by tomorrow afternoon. Same was true for those areas that are bayside communities in Dorchester, Somerset, and Wacomico. Looks like we'll be concerned about at least watching it closely till about 7 o'clock in the evening for Friday, for, Tyakin, as well as up towards Linkwood and those areas like Eden. Just being mindful of possibility of flooding because they're just so prone to it historically anyway. High pressure system is to our south, and it's going to begin to move into our region as we go into tomorrow. Now, tomorrow morning will start off cloudy, but because of this high pressure system is going to move like a perfectly placed chess piece right on top of us, then we're going to be allowed, and we're going to enjoy rather, lots of sunshine and abundance thereof. See, there's been an interesting, kooky little thing happening in the upper atmosphere called an omega block. Now, this is one side of the omega, then it goes up, around, and then back down again. You see, we've been on the underside of this omega, which is actually a ridge. And so this is where high pressure comes into play. We have lots of sunshine, tranquil weather. Now, this dip down here, I know I'm going through a lot of deeper meteorology, but we got time tonight, right? We're looking at this trough that's sliding through, and this is where the greatest instability, and this is typically where you have your frontal boundary here, okay? So we're seeing that frontal boundary is going to begin to sweep its way towards us, and that will enhance our opportunities for scattered showers. 37 degrees in Milton, Georgetown, Seaford, as well as Greenwood. And so far, we've been well above the norm. We're at 54 for the high for today, so that's really warm. Now, we're looking for 60 degrees temperatures for most areas, generally speaking. I mean, it's going to be nice and spring-like, just the way Mallory likes it and prefers it, because she said it earlier in the newscast, in case you weren't paying attention. So, 57 on Friday. We start off Saturday cloudy with a couple of spring sprinkles. That's what comes with springtime, okay? 55. But we'll see spot showers try to flare up again from Sunday night going into Monday. So, that being said, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast. Remember, Tuesday is a yellow alert day because it's going to rain really hard on that day.
I'm hurt. Paul doesn't care what I think about the weather. Still to come, record-setting cybercrime, $1 billion business, but you won't believe who it's targeting.
And next, ban the scam. The FCC adopting a new law so that fake voices can get the better of you over the phone.
It's the President's Day mattress sale at Johnny Janasic, and everything's on sale. Purchase any mattress of $16.99 or more and get a free pillow set, free sheet set, and up to $600 off an adjustable base. For a limited time only at Johnny Janasic.
Homeowners frequently face unexpected heating and air conditioning expenses at the most inconvenient times. For a limited time, Coastal Comfort is offering a worry-free 10-year guarantee on select systems for as low as $199 a month. Customers will also receive 10 years of parts, 10 years of labor, and 10 years of maintenance, but only with Coastal Comfort. Discover peace of mind with Coastal Comfort, keeping your home comfortable and hassle-free for years to come. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier factory authorized dealer. Carrier, turn to the experts.
20 years ago, Farmers Bank of Wheelers opened branches to serve Ocean City and West OC. Now, we're making it official with permanent locations to better serve our customers in Worcester County. While other banks are closing branches, we're banking on Ocean City's future. Sure, we have a world-class app, but sometimes there's no substitute for helpful, friendly people. Announcing our grand opening on 87th Street, North Ocean City, and coming in 2024, West OC on Route 611. Switch to the Farmers Bank of Willards, where people matter.
For the freshest local oysters on the shore, trust Harbor House Seafood. Our harvest begins at sea, straight from the heart of Chesapeake and Delaware Bay, aboard our boats, ensuring that only the finest oysters make it from harvest to plate. With our commitment to freshness and quality, Harbor House Seafood should be your first and only stop for local oysters, fresh seafood, and premium Black Angus beef. Surf and turf has never been this fresh. Harbor House Seafood, your surf and turf market in Seaford, Delaware, and online at harborhouseseafood.com.
It's the President's Day mattress sale at Johnny Janosic, and everything's on sale. Purchase any mattress of $16.99 or more and get a free pillow set, free sheet set, and up to $600 off an adjustable base. For a limited time only at Johnny Janosic.
I don't know about you at home, but spam calls are bad enough when there's a person on the other end of the line. When it's artificial intelligence, a created voice, I'm even less thrilled if they call. Well, today the Federal Communications Commission officially outlawed that type of scam robocall as a crackdown on deepfake technology that experts say could undermine election security or increase fraud. The FCC says that the unanimous vote gives state attorneys general more legal tools to pursue illegal robocallers that use AI to impersonate celebrities, politicians, even close family members of yours. We just saw an example of this in New Hampshire when a fake robocall impersonated President Biden, targeting thousands of voters, urging them not to participate in the primary.
Speaking of tech turned against us, cyber criminals ranked in a record amount of ransom payments in 2023. Listen to some of these details. According to a report released Wednesday by crypto tracking firm Chainalysis, cyber criminals extorted $1.1 billion from organizations around the world last year. That's nearly double the number we saw in 2022. Top targets include rich companies in the financial industry, but also schools, local governments, and the healthcare industry. Typically, those last three can't afford to defend themselves well enough to stave off attack. Ransomware became a top priority for the Biden administration in 2021 after an attack forced America's largest fuel pipeline into a days-long shutdown.
Still to come, the Shorebirds held their annual hot stove banquet at the Civic Center, including a keynote speaker that stole the show for Oriole fans on Delmarva.
And free health checks, the exams offered in the nation's summer capital this weekend. Stay tuned. You're watching Coast TV News at 11.
Hey moms, you know those unforgettable face palms? Those moments that leave us both laughing and sighing. They're not just mishaps, there are shared stories. Share your unique mom moments with us. Go to coastlife.com/mom.
Welcome to Beach Barrels. No matter where you're from, you're always a local at Beach Barrels in North Ocean City. Enjoy great times and great vibes at our unique bar. Try our award-winning Primo Hoagies that are made fresh to order. Cheer on your favorite sports team on our numerous big screens. Our live music scene is out of this world, hosting the area's best local and regional acts. Come in, grab a seat, or enjoy our brand new outside deck featuring beautiful palm trees, comfy seating with a tropical vibe. We're open every day from 10 a.m. till 2 a.m. See you at Beach Barrels, 133rd and Coastal Highway.
Coastal Home Roofing is your source for all your roofing and siding needs. We do not take any down payment. You don't pay until the job is done. Protect your home even further by taking advantage of our lifetime labor warranty. Schedule a free immediate estimate with our team by visiting our website or giving us a call at 866-976-5462. Coastal Home Roofing, Delmarva's roofing and siding experts.
Perfect Valentine's Day starts with a puppy from Puppies R Us in Bridgeville. Puppies R Us has the largest selection of lovable puppies on the shore. Visit our website or like us on Facebook. From purebreds to hybrids, our pups are vet-checked, vaccinated, and microchipped, so you can be sure your new furry family member will be happy and healthy. You'll love our Valentine's double discounts. Get $200 off a puppy purchase, a free bag of Candidae dog food, and 20% off accessories for a month. We finance too. Puppies R Us, Route 13, Bridgeville, Delaware.
From the time that I established Garlic Builders, I instilled certain core values into my company, like I learned in the military. The number one approach that I instill in my team is a client-first mentality. The relationship with the client goes far beyond the construction process. Years down the road, I want to be able to grab a cup of coffee or grab dinner and reconnect. For so many, this has been a dream of theirs to own a beach house, and it brings great joy to us to be able to be that bridge, to be able to make their dream finally come true. We're a family of builders, Garlic Builders, homes built with honor.
Somewhere on this island is $200 million. But here's the deal. You have to find it. Deal or no deal?
Deal or No Deal Island premieres February 26th on NBC and Peacock.
Camp Rehoboth is working together with the Delaware Breast Cancer Coalition, Planned Parenthood, and BB Healthcare to offer free health checks. Now, this includes breast and chest exams. It's all happening at the community center on February 10th from 10 to 2 p.m.
If you've ever needed medical care, you know it's expensive, and oftentimes so are the prescription drugs that go with it.
Today, 3 CEOs representing Big Pharma were on Capitol Hill to answer tough questions about why Americans pay more for the exact same drugs than people in other countries.
Laura Aguirre has more on Thursday's hearing, which got off to a contentious start.
How could drug companies charge us, in some cases, 10 times more than they charge Canadians or people around the world for the same drug? How do they get away with this?
That set the tone for Thursday's Senate committee hearing with CEOs from 3 of the world's largest pharmaceutical companies.
Our first responsibility is to the patients.
We're eager to find solutions to these access and affordability challenges.
Several lawmakers questioned just how eager, pointing to examples like Johnson & Johnson's arthritis drug Stelara. In Canada, the UK, Japan, and France, the list price for a 1-year supply is $20,000 or less. In the U.S., same drug, $79,000 a year.
I agree with you that the prices in the U.S. Are generally higher for medicines.
Eliquis by Bristol-Myers Squibb, a leading blood thinner that reduces the risk of stroke, is priced at $7,100 a year in the U.S. In several other countries, it's less than $1,000.
The real difference is that in the U.S., patients get access to therapy, life-saving therapy, years before they do in the countries that you mentioned.
We have priced Eliquis in the U.S., in our estimation, consistent with the value it brings.
These drugs and many others are currently on a list of prices Medicare and drug makers will be negotiating under the Inflation Reduction Act. But one thing was clear at the hearing. The pricing debate will continue on. And for now, many Americans will struggle to afford the medicine they need. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Senator Sanders pointed out past successes between Senate committee members and other drug makers,
telling the panel that it was during a previous health committee hearing the CEO of Moderna committed to making sure no one in America would have to pay for their COVID-19 vaccine out of pocket.
On Delmarva, the arrival of baseball season begins with the Shorebirds Hot Stove Banquet. Over 400 people sold out the event at the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center on Thursday night, highlighted by keynote speaker, former Oriole Ben McDonald. Before the meal, McDonald took time for a meet and greet and autographs. Fittingly, it was the food in Maryland that put the Louisiana native at home as his Orioles career began as a 21-year-old.
I love when I came here. I didn't know anything about steamed seafood in Old Bay when I got here when I was 21 years old, but I love the seafood. Crab cakes are still my favorite thing. Crab cakes and a cold beer is hard to beat anywhere. And so I almost felt like I never left home because obviously Louisiana's big in seafood, but when I came to Baltimore in the Maryland area, I couldn't believe the steamed shrimp, the crabs rather. It was all wonderful to me, so I fell in love with Baltimore right away.
Shorebirds general manager Chris Bitters and others spoke at the event, complete with a silent auction. Now it's only a matter of weeks before young Shorebirds fans get to see the next crop of competitive prospects play under first-year manager Colin Woody and the Shorebirds this season. Reporting from Salisbury, Tim Nolan, DSN.
You can see the full story on the Delmarva Sports Network's website, along with an exclusive sit-down between Tim and Ben later this weekend.
Staying with sports, the Paris 2024 Olympic medals, they were unveiled today. Some interesting stuff here. Podium finishers at the upcoming Paris Olympics will be rewarded with a piece of the Eiffel Tower. literally. Organizers revealed today that the medals that the athletes will receive will be set with a hexagon-shaped token forged out of scrap metal from the monument itself. Paralympic medals feature a view of the Eiffel Tower from underneath and are stamped with Paris 2024 in Braille, an homage to the Frenchman who invented it.
It's time to take another look at our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your top concern about Route 1 pedestrian safety? Take a look at the updated results on your screen now. It looks like these numbers are changing on air. It just went up 49% for more crosswalks. 43% are concerned about the traffic speed. 5% would like to see better lighting in some of those darker spots on 1. And then just 3% voted for beacon placement. Now, if you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttv.com or on our mobile app. Putting the wheels on the bus on a poster. How students in the first state can express their daily commutes.
I'll take a grande, no foam, triple cap, double pump vanilla latte with 3.5 ice cubes, slightly shaken, extra whip.
Yeah, that's going to be an upcharge.
Great! This one is on my Kasasa cashback checking account. Kasasa pays me cash back on everyday debit card purchases, plus refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. Go on, take back banking and treat yourself to monthly cash rewards.
Kasasa checking is proudly offered at County Bank.
Windsor Teak of Falmouth Island offers over 100 different teak tables, over 24 different extension tables featuring self-storing leaves. They come in 2 different heights, dining and counter, plus 2 different widths and 2 different shapes, oval and rectangular. Extension tables start at 66 inches long and go up to 138 inches long and can seat from 6 to 16 people. Plus, over 36 different folding tables. Our drop leaf folding tables can be used with 1 or 2 leaves up. When both leaves are folded down, you can store the tables into 7 inches of space. The drop leaf tables come in 3 different heights, dining, counter, and bar, and come in 4 different shapes, oval, round, rectangular, and square. Don't forget to check out the non-folding tables, coffee and side tables, and buffet tables. Drop by our showroom and smell the teak, or visit our website at windsorteakfurniture.com, and remember, teak lasts a lifetime.
McMullen Septic Service. Inspection, that's our business. Pumping, that's our business. Installation, that's our business. Repair, that's our business. 3 generations and 70 years of experience. We do it all. Remember, every 2 to 3 years to pump your septic to keep things running smoothly. Serving southern Kent and Sussex counties. Trust McMullen Septic Service for all your septic needs. Your business is our business.
At BSD, we're here to serve you, our client. But did you know all that BSD has to offer? Everything for the inside and outside of your home. Decking, siding, trim, stairs, railings, hurricane shutters, kitchen and baths, and we install. As your local Anderson Diamond dealer, we also offer full service on all your Anderson products because Anderson backs their product with the best warranty in the industry. Visit one of our showrooms today and we'll show you all we have to offer.
Kids can now express their daily travels in a poster contest. DART is inviting 6th through 12th graders to create posters that capture the theme, the colors of travel. So grab your drawing utensils with the boldest colors you have. The kid who wins will have their poster displayed on all DART buses. Posters are due by March 25th.
Our Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Umbrella Giveaway winner is Bethany Strauss of Millsboro. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Listen, our West OC camera, getting a couple of dots on there. That's actually just a little bit of blowback from some of the water actually being blown off of the water blown off the water onto the lens. Pardon me. I'm having a night tonight. All right, 41 degrees for us by the time we get to 3 o'clock in the morning. Coastal flood advisory is in effect for Dorchester, Somerset, North Cumberland, as well as Wacomico, until 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon because it's connected to the high tides, not because rain is coming. And I say that over and over again because sometimes that's the first time somebody's tuning in. That's why I say it over and over again, by the way. Coastal flood advisory, once again, dependent and relevant as it pertains to the high tides. And then we're looking forward to continue to stay pretty quiet after that. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Remember, we have a yellow alert day for Tuesday.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.